Hello, everyone. Good morning, and welcome to the Charles Fort Lauderdale Garden. Or maybe it's good afternoon, or it could be a good evening when you're watching this video. Well, no matter what time of the day it is, I hope it's a good one for you. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your thumbs up. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for sharing. Hence, thank you for helping the channel to grow. In this morning's tasks, I'm going to be watering the plants. We haven't had any rains in 2 days now, and there doesn't appear to be any in the forecast anytime soon. So the first thing this morning before the sun comes up is to water the plants. Then on this side of the garden, I need to trim or cut the grass some. Yeah. So that's what the major job today, especially to water the plants. Yes, so once again, thank you for coming. I appreciate your time. If you have not yet subscribed, please consider doing so. So I'm going to go ahead and start watering the plants. Hydration is important. I'm starting right here. You're looking at the herbs in the herb box. And in this box we have basil. Good morning, BMX group. Well, it's morning here. I don't know what time it is, where you are. But welcome. Thank you so much for coming. Yes, one of this morning's tasks is to water the plants. Oh, it's night. Okay. All right. Thank you for your time. Thank you for stopping. Appreciate it. Thank you for your thumbs up, if you don't mind. And for all those who are watching, remember your thumbs up. Yes, we have not had any rain in 2 days. Let me put this back so you can see even better. No rain in 2 days, and there doesn't appear to be any in the forecast coming up soon. So the plants must be watered if they are to survive. Let me get there. If I want them to survive, we got to water them. So these are the herbs, and in this box we have basil, thyme, some green onions, oregano, and parsley. Are you in North America? Yes, in the US. So from where are you watching? I hope you can hear me over this. And can you tell me from where you're watching? I also have Australia. Okay. Yeah, you are way ahead of us. Yes. Thank you. You're way ahead of us. Yeah, night for you. But I do appreciate you stopping by. If you've not yet subscribed, just go ahead and subscribe. There's a lot you can learn from this channel. Yeah, so we have, this is our time of year when we Hello, Joshua. Good morning. Good morning. Hey to you. This is the time of year when we plant our fall crops. Well, we planted them already. So now, because we haven't had any rains in 2 days, and it is supposed to be the rainy season now, it's the hurricane season. But sometimes that's how it is. Thank you. How are you doing, Joshua? We planted a lot of seedlings. Natural life. Good morning, Althea. How are you doing? I know you just, well, your day started. You know you start early. Passionately integrated arts and more. Hello and good morning. Welcome. Thank you for stopping by. This is the Charles Fort Lauderdale Garden, a family channel, and we plant fruits and vegetables that we eat. Them away to family, friends, neighbors. It's a hobby that we enjoy, so we do. See this little tree right here? It's a triple citrus tree. It's supposed to bear three fruits: orange, lemon, and lime. But we only got two from it. And because we're having a citrus problem down here, diseases on the citrus trees, it hasn't borne any more fruits. Yes, BMX group, we have a greenhouse down there. This one is not a greenhouse. Most of what we have to put them on the nets. And that is why, oh, let me come back over here and show you something. This bed right here, this herbs bed, thanks for having you. You're welcome, Natural Life. And passionately intrigued is saying hi to Althea. Now let me put the netting back on top of this. It keeps the pests out. And the pests we're talking about are white flies, aphids, and any other pests, big pests. At nights we have raccoons that come by. The raccoons, they don't eat the plant. What they do is they dig because they're rodents. So that's the nature of rodents. So they dig in the beds and dig up our plants. And by the way, some of these need to be harvested already. Here we have broccoli, but I see the mustard greens are ready to be harvested. And over here are kale we need to harvest some of these already. Thank you. Yeah, but there's some things that you can't really put under nets because they grow so tall and they need a lot of sunlight. So we just do what we can. I want to put this up so you can see properly right here. Okay. Let me get this clip on here. Yeah. So because we haven't had any rains in 2 days, I have to make sure that we hydrate the plants. I have to leave early. Okay, thank you. I hope, yes, tomorrow. You have to leave early tomorrow? Are you saying you have to leave early so to see us tomorrow? Whatever the case may be. I wish for you a very prosperous day. Yeah. And he said, and to go to Sydney. Okay. Or you leaving early to go to Sydney. Okay. And BMX is saying hello to everyone. Thank you for coming. Guys, remember your thumbs up though. And those who have not yet subscribed, please consider doing so. All right, now it's time for the sweet potato beds. Right, here's sweet potato bed. Am I the only one here? No, it's just that some people are, I guess, are shy. But I like it when you communicate, you know? Thanks for doing that. Yeah, there are people in the background, they're just watching. Yeah, folks, BMX is saying hi. Hi to everyone. BMX, what time is it in Australia now, where you are? What time is it there? It's 7:43 a.m. here on Tuesday. I think today is the 14th. All right, now it's time to to water the pineapple bed. And next time I'm going to also be harvesting over here. So there's pineapple and okra between the pineapples. And this is another okra and pineapple bed. All right. Now over here, we have our mini bell peppers and some green onions. Thank you for coming. Thank you for your thumbs up. And thank you for subscribing. We haven't had rains in 2 days, and so the plants are sort of dry. They need to be hydrated. So when it doesn't rain, we have to water them. Thank you for coming. The best time to water your plants is early morning or late evenings. It's before the sun comes up or as the sun sets. All right, over here we have tomatoes and callaloo, also known as amaranth. So we have two tomato cages right here. And over here are the callaloo and two more tomato cages. I see a couple guavas on the tree that needs to be harvested. Iona, good morning, good morning. Thank you for stopping by. How are you doing? Thank you for your thumbs up. Remember, if you're watching from your phone, you can double tap the screen or just go ahead and click the three dots on the top right corner and do your thumbs up from there. And while you're there, just go ahead and subscribe if you haven't done so yet. But one of today's tasks is to water the plants since we haven't had rains in 2 days. And I also need to harvest some of these callaloo as well. All right, so the next bed is where we have our brassicas. This is collard greens and lettuce. Good morning, Mama. Grand rising to you. Thank you for coming by and watering the plants. Let me pick this up so you can see what's under there. Save my portion of the harvest. Okay, Iona. All right, so let me show you what's under here. This is the collard greens down here. And right here, we're going to be planting these celery. Now, the little seedlings you see there are amaranth. Oh, no, these are beans. And then we have some lettuce right here that needs to be harvested too. This is ready. Thank you for coming, guys. Remember your thumbs up. Worms love brassicas. They love greens. Here's, for example, look at this. Let's see if you can see. Right here is one of them. Right there. So that's why you see these little holes. And whenever you're looking to see where the pests are on your plants, it's not the top that you should look at. You won't find them there. They're always hidden beneath the plants. So you can just simply, pluck them off, pick off the plants like that, just like I did there. Or if it's too much, I use the organic pesticide called neem oil. Neem oil comes from the neem tree. NEEM. It is very effective. All right, let me cover this up. I only took this off just so that you could see what's inside, but I can also water the plants with it on. All right, the next bed here are string beans. All right, let me get some more leverage on this hose. So, if you remember nothing else today, you should remember this. The best times to water your plants during the day are either early morning, before or just before the sun comes up, or late evening as the sun is about to set, or even after sunset. You don't want to be watering while the sun is just beaming down. Not only are you putting out too much of your own water, but the plants will dry up pretty soon. So we want to soak the ground so that the water will be there throughout the day. And evenings are even more efficient because, of course, you have the night when there's no sun and the plants get real hydrated. Oh, let me show you this red cardinal that you're hearing. It's at the feeder. I'm going to bring it up so you can see. Oops, it's gone. We have all kinds of birds that come here. There's the black native birds, the grackles. We have parrots that come here frequently. 2 days ago, there were about a dozen parrots that came by. We have blue jays, we have doves, and maybe a couple others that I'm not sure about. But it makes the garden real lively. Now, see the grass here? It needs to be cut. So I'm going to do that. Well, the sun is not up out on this side yet. Thank you for coming. Thank you for your thumbs up. And remember to subscribe. I'm going to put you right here and bring you up so you can see. So let me get my lawnmower. And rather than using the sitting lawnmower, I like to use the one you walk, because that's also part of my exercise routine. I get my steps in that way. And if I don't get a chance to go walking, then I know that I got a good exercise from using the lawnmower. George, what happened? Hello. All right. Coming up. If you're just coming, welcome. Welcome to the Charles Fort Lauderdale Garden. Thank you for stopping by. If you were here a couple of days ago, you would have learned that keeping your grass low is a way to keep the pests out of your garden. And that's what you want to do. You don't want the pests to use your garden as a habitat. Welcome once again. Thank you for stopping by. I see you forgot your thumbs up though. Welcome to the Charles Fort Lauderdale Garden if you're just coming in. And one of the chores for today is to cut the grass over here. And earlier, I watered the plants since we haven't had rains in 2 days. Remember, if you have not yet subscribed, thank you for that thumbs up. I appreciate it. And if you have not yet subscribed, go ahead and do that too. Well, if you're just coming in, welcome. Welcome to the Charles Fort Lauderdale Garden. Thank you for stopping by on this Tuesday as I do my garden chores. And the major chores today is to water the plants, which I already did. And now I'm cutting the grass over on this side to keep the pests out. Oh, I did promise that I was going to harvest some guavas from this tree. I think I see a couple that needs to be harvested. So let's check them out. One, two so far. Got two right here. There's two. There's more. Let me get my container. And I do have to harvest some callaloo too, so I'm gonna do that. Let's see. There should be more over here. This one is ripe. Wow, it fell right into my hand. It looks like only 5 today. We have had a lot of guavas from this tree. So what do I do? Mostly, you have to have given away what we do for our in-house. I blend them and see them, take out the seeds out of them, and then I freeze them in freezing bags and like Ziploc bags. And then when it's time to make juices, it's already frozen. You just drop it in your juice like you would ice. And as it melts, you get this beautiful, beautiful taste of guavas in your fruit juice. Or even in your, I blend it in smoothies. Yeah. But isn't this lovely? Beautiful harvest. So now, while I'm here, let me just go ahead and do some callaloo, also known as amaranth. Let me put this low so you can see. One moment. Okay, that's much better. Yeah. So I'm gonna harvest this so I can cook, have something for dinner. As long as I cut like this, I cut them slant, you will always have callaloo to come back to. And while I'm here, I'm also going to be trimming and taking off the ones with the little bugs. Callaloo or amaranth is loaded with antioxidant, and of course it is good for vitamin B. It's good for your blood. It's good for your body. And you want to harvest before they start seeding. By the time you see seeds coming up, it's a bit tough. The stems, at least, the stems are tough. The leaves you can always harvest. Have you ever had amaranth or callaloo? And by the way, they come in different colors too. We have had, last season we grew the red one, the multicolored ones, and these green ones. But they also come in orange. I planted some red ones in here, but I didn't see them come up at all. All right, let me show you my harvest up close. Hold on. I want to show you what it looks like when it's seeding, for those who don't know. All right, here's what it looks like when it's seeding. This is what it looks like. See that? That's seed right there. And they will grow very, very tall. And here is the harvest. Callaloo / amaranth and guavas. You can do this too. Dig a hole and plant something. And remember, I told you, you don't need land space to plant. You just need a container. Like a 5-gallon container is good, or even smaller if you're starting out small and you just want to do some herbs. A 3-gallon container is good. You want something smaller than that, you put on your kitchen window for the herbs. Even a 1-gallon container is good. Yeah. So that's today's harvest so far. Don't know what else I'll find as I go along. All right. I need to finish cutting over here. So there are several fruit trees over here. We have papayas, bananas, plantains, of course the guava, and you don't want the pests lingering around your fruit trees. And here is our bird feeders. I'm going to fill that up when I'm finished too. The birds are always teeming in the garden. All right, let me put you back up. Okay. So let's go finish cutting under here. getting closer and closer to the finish line. So I'm going to move you over here. Hello, Tim. Hey, Nachovi. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for coming by. Welcome. Welcome. Good job. Thank you, Nachovi. Yeah. Thank you so much. I know where you are. It's not even morning where you are, Nachovi. Yeah, it's either afternoon or evening, right? Yeah, I'm trying to get these chores done before the sun comes up in all this glory. I watered all the plants already because we have not had rains in 2 days. And I'm looking at the forecast. I don't see any rain right now. So we had to hydrate the plants to keep them healthy so they can survive. And those who have not yet subscribed, please consider doing so. I'm going to get some water myself. Thank you for coming by. Welcome. I think I need to do some harvesting down here too. In this bed, there's kale. Let me show you. There's kale. Of course, the broccoli is not ready yet, but it looks like my mustard greens are ready. But let me finish cutting where it needs to be cut. Thank you for your time. Thumbs up. Yes, go ahead also subscribe. What are you waiting for? It's free. What are the greenhouses made of? What do you mean? The materials that they use to make them? It's just metal beds, raised beds, and a covering. That's what it is. If that's what you're asking. Oh yeah, it's a metal raised bed. We have the metal raised bed, and all we did was buy the coverings that go over it for a greenhouse, and that would be the one down. Now this one you're looking at is not even the greenhouse. No, the greenhouse was this one over here that's not covered, but we have the covering. The covering is laying right here because we're considering getting a different type of covering, one like this one, because with this one you can water the plants without picking it up, but the bugs don't get in there. It's made for that. Sunlight and water can get in, but bugs don't get in. So we're considering getting another one instead of that one up there, because you can't water it without opening it up. And when it rains, the water doesn't get in it. So we want to get something like that. Yeah. I hope that answered your question. So I'm going to move it back here as I cut down there. Well, folks, it's complete. I'm looking at ideas for making greenhouses. Oh, okay. Are you, is the greenhouse going to be outdoors or indoors? You know there are some that are indoors. Or if you just want netting, the cheaper way to go would be with the netting. I hope you're still here, Tim. Now this netting right here is the cheaper way. It's called a tulle, and this material is what brides use to make their veil. You get it by the yards. So if you have your raised bed, and we use the metal raised bed mostly instead of this. This is the wooden one. You know the wooden one is going to be worn out. Eventually it wears away because it's wood. So the weather, sun and rain gonna, wears it out in your backyard. Okay. So we got the metal one which lasts forever. Yeah. So it lasts forever. And if you use the tulle material, you just ask for bride's veil, the material that brides use to make the veil. And then you get these loops. You can get loops from your home store like we do here at Home Depot. All types of loops. There are little ones, there are big ones. This is what we used first when we started. We tried using this, but as you can see, it gets, you need the loops that can bend like this too. But you see the parts that connects it gets rusty too. And so we wanted something stronger. So my husband got this. These are much firmer and stronger. You make loops, and why do you have the loops? Because you need to have the net coming up from the plants. You don't want the net to be laying on the plants. They won't grow. So that would be the most inexpensive way. That's what I find. So if you don't have the metal, you want to make a wooden one. We actually made them. We made the wooden ones. Just put the wood around it in a rectangular way. Yeah. Do you have I guess if it's in your backyard, you're trying to get rid of you don't want to get the pests in there. Yeah. So we use or expensive. Oh, let me tell you why. This is less expensive, this material. However, you can't use it over and over because eventually it's going to break. But this one down here, that was told you that we're trying to get another one. It will last forever. This one doesn't break at all. This material right here. We got it online on Amazon. It doesn't break. And we can use it over and over. This is going to be our second year using it. So that's another way to go. Yeah. That's what we're going to go. We're going to try to get more of those. But we have to cover this bed because if we don't cover it, the raccoons are going to dig up everything that we planted and the pests just going to get the best of it. Yeah. But some things can't be covered, So you try your best to eliminate the pests as much as possible. So that's why we have neem oil, and the container that is sitting right there is where the neem oil is. And Yeah. Thanks for asking. Anybody else have any other question? And here's another, a family member bought me this netting, and this is for smaller raised beds. This is for my, as you know, this is where I plant my herbs. I see this one, the hoops there to keep the net from off the plant. And so each day as I cook, I just come in here and clip some herbs, and that's my herb box. So you can go small or you can go bigger. Just giving ideas so that people don't have an excuse for not planting. You don't have anything in the ground. Oh, see all these pots that we use and containers? There is a bed over there of pineapples. Let me come out of the sun. Oh, it's hard to see. But that's a whole pineapple bed there with about 1, 2, 3, maybe a dozen 5-gallon containers over there. And then some smaller ones. Yeah. And we also have more seedlings to plant. There's some right here. Collard greens again, and Swiss chard. Oh, I see some open ackees up here. But I don't think there's even enough of them. I need to get them down here because you know how the pests start swarming around the fruits. That's one way to keep the pests out of your garden, man. Harvest your crops when they're ripened. So I'm gonna do that right here. Let me get my container. Here's one. For those who don't know what it looks like, this is ackee. Here it is in the pod. Yes, Tim, fresh herbs. Yeah, there it is in the pod. And let me show you what it's like when I take it out. This is one. And another small one. It's 2. And then it has these black seeds on top. We take out the seeds, we open it up, clean it out, and then you can cook it. Yeah. So what I do with the pods, I just throw it right at the base of the tree, and it becomes compost. Remember your thumbs up, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. I'm going to show you on the top of the tree. Hold on. You should play softball. Ah, that's funny. All right. I used to play netball. And volleyball. And bowling. And racquetball. Yeah, I love sports. And I used to run. Yeah, at least. Okay. Now this is what happens when it stays too long on the tree. It gets, see the bug? If it stays too long, it gets rotten. And weevil and ants, see these are weevil, they take over. So this also goes the base of the tree. All right, let's see. So that's why we have to get them down. As they start rotting up there, the bugs get in there and they linger. And then they move from tree to tree. So that's why you have to monitor your plants. Looking to see if there's any more. Let me go around the tree. You have to monitor your plants to see what's going on and catch whatever is going on before it gets bad. All right, nothing over here. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do now is to feed the birds. All right, today's harvest wasn't bad at all. I'm going to feed the birds now, so come with me. Oh, it's a beautiful blue sky, isn't it? You can hear the aircraft overhead. We have a small executive airport just a few miles from here. So those small aircraft fly over a lot. All right, so I'm gonna get the food. We had, a couple of days ago, I filled it up, but yesterday, no, that very same day, Sunday, the parrots, 10 of them came by and they ate all of the food. I don't mind. It's there for them anyway. They're gonna come right away. The parts will be back. Yes, they will be. They will be. I believe there's an aviary somewhere close by that let them out, and they just go about their business and then go back home. But I know these little ones here will come. So let me put away this lawnmower while you watch for the birds. Yep, see? That's a that's one of those doves. Yeah, you're looking at a dove right there. As soon as the food goes there, there they go. All right. Can you hear me? No sound. Well, there's no sound because I went to put away the lawnmower, and I said I was going to come back. Anyway, this will be the end. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for coming this morning, and thank you for your thumbs up. Those who subscribe, I appreciate it. And I'll see you next time, somewhere right here in the Charles Fort Lauderdale Garden. Take care of yourself, be kind to yourself, and be kind to others.